front of the statue, and I had the fire diamond in one hand and...
When the earthquake hit, and the place started rocking.
Right. And at the same time, Leslie and I were trapped in that underground cave.
In which the water level was rising in an alarming fashion.
So I called you guys on the red video phone to get the secret code and...
But you dropped the phone.
Whoa, I was tossing it to you so I could keep hold of the diamond.
Right.
Luckily, I shouted out the code as the phone fell over the cliff.
Where it got smashed to smithereens.
So remind me, how did we get out of that fix?
I don't know, but somehow we did. Barely.
And thanks to Santiago, we all got new, updated red video phones.
With the new innovative features that I always wanted to add.
You did a great job, Santiago. These phones are so cool and so handy.
Yeah, it's like a whole adventure kit that fits in your pocket.
Yes, and of course the best feature is the logbook that I suggested.
Excuse me, what about my sound transformer?
My money tracker is unquestionably the most useful.
Gee, I kind of like my encoder the best.
Uh-oh, there they go again. I guess you'll just have to sign in and figure out for yourself which new feature you find most useful. So type in your name and password. Oh, and be sure to check out my map maker, which is, of course, well, I wouldn't want to influence your decision, so I won't say that it's obviously without equal. Just check it out, okay? Click on me whenever you need help. You'll be able to write secret messages using lots of different codes with Santiago's encoder.
You know how sometimes you need to talk to a friend, but you don't want anybody else to know what you're saying? Well, the Cluefinders have a lot of times like that. Like the time we were investigating a UFO crash in the Himalayas. We were racing to find the UFO crash site before a dangerous group of international outlaws found it. Now, they had some sophisticated electronic equipment, but we had the new video phone with my special encoder. I used the encoder to disguise all the electronic messages that our group had sent each other. And guess who was the first to find the UFO? Thanks to the encoder, it wasn't the other guys.
Type a message in the top window, and it will automatically appear encoded in the bottom window. Then, click in the window that you want to print out and press the print button.
I'm basically a pretty mellow dude, but when you're a clue finder, it sometimes helps to sound big and mean. Like when we were underground in the land of giant man-eating plants. I mean, I thought plants would be vegetarians, but not these. Leslie and I were trapped in a cave with a couple of those monstrous plants standing guard. We thought we'd never get past them, but then I used the sound transformer to make my voice sound like the
biggest, meanest dude on the block.
You should have seen those plants dive for cover. Hey, I love being invited for lunch, but not if I'm the meal.
Open up a sound, or record a new sound, and then use Owen's... Everybody loves buried treasure, right? But instead of gold and diamonds, how about a brand new species of dinosaur? Allow me to explain. A paleontologist digging in the Sahara Desert saw a dinosaur bone sticking out of a rock. But then a huge sandstorm covered everything up. The Cluefinders were called in to help, of course, using special infrared technology and my map maker. We mapped the entire area and saw evidence of an ancient lake where the dinosaur bones would most likely be. We dug there and bingo! A new species, the Laptraposaurus. Well, that's what I call it anyway. Map out your neighborhood by dragging roads, buildings, and other things.
As you may be aware, money comes in many forms other than dollars and cents. The most extraordinary form I've ever encountered is crystal leaves. Once, the Cluefinders were instantly transported to a distant planet, where we had to solve a mystery before we could return to Earth. The inhabitants of this planet used the leaves of the rare crystal tree as money. I utilized my money tracker to keep account of all the crystal leaves we needed for food, transportation, and other necessities. The records were rather involved, but I kept them straight, and the Cluefinders came through again. Without the money tracker, we might still be 500 million miles away from home. The money tracker works wonders with all variations of Earth money, too.
Type in an item that you spend money on, like a movie or pizza, or that you receive money from, like your allowance or your birthday check from Aunt Penelope.
As I was saying, this logbook is a real lifesaver, especially when you're looking for something and some bad guys are looking for you. One of the Cluefinders' adventures was searching for a lost city deep in a rainforest. I'm talking a place full of poisonous plants, wild animals, and quicksand. Definitely not a place where you'd want to get lost. Every day, I took notes in my logbook about the terrain, wildlife, and the paths we took. And whenever we got to a new place, I used the search feature in the logbook to instantly find any helpful information we needed. We finally found the lost city, and the bad guys didn't. And thanks to our notes in the logbook, we were able to trace our path back out of the forest.
Use this handy logbook to record your thoughts each day. You can write about what happened that day, or you can write poems or stories, anything you like.
You know, we hate to brag, but the Cluefinders is the world's coolest club.
But you don't want to brag about it, right, Joni?
Hey, but I do. Clubs are awesome. So we thought we'd help everybody start one.
The Club Kit contains all the essential information and documentation you need, organized in the most efficient way.
So check it out.
The Club Kit has everything you need to start up your very own club, from membership cards to club activity ideas. Press one of the 6 activity buttons